we're going to kick off our 2023 Winter Break Career Accelerator. This program is sponsored by Modi Manufacturing alongside Internship on Demand. Modi Manufacturing, headquartered in Racine, Wisconsin, is a large-scale $2.1 billion business focused on energy and thermal management systems. They do a lot of work in the EV industry. We'll get to connect with employees and managers at that company throughout this pre-internship or throughout this accelerator to learn more about what they do, to have them offer some advice. Again, really excited to get to meet everyone, excited to get to work everyone, and share what we do in this career accelerator. A brief overview of what we're going to talk about today. We already kind of got through the introductions side of things. We'll talk about program overview, dive into how this career accelerator is going to go from a day-to-day and a week-to-week basis. We'll set the stage with some expectations and talk about logistics for the program as we kick things off. We're also going to mention some things to look out for as you work with your team, as you work through this career accelerator. And then we'll wrap up with next steps and hit any questions that you have for Ryan and I. Want to make a quick mention of the teams that we have in our career accelerator. Take a quick look. Please identify your team, your name. Let Ryan or I know if you don't see your name on that list. At this point, everyone should have gotten a Slack message with you and your team requesting that you set up time for your future career or for your future workshops. We like working in teams in these programs because it really reflects real work. In the real job, wherever you are, whatever major you have, you're going to be working with other folks. You're going to be working with other teams. Working remote now is one of those things that we have to do, that we have to get used to. So we think it's a really important skill to get to practice that in these career accelerators. We're happy that a lot of our teams balance career levels or academic levels, regions, backgrounds. We've tried to keep our teams grouped together by major, by career focus. So the engineers are with engineers, computer folks are with computer folks, bio are with other bio students. So really exciting opportunity for those of you to get to share ideas, interesting information or resources with each other. Diving into program overview. So we all detailed what Internship on Demand is to a lot of you in your interviews, but as a quick refresher, we're really here to help students like yourselves navigate your career paths. Now that influence kind of comes from Ryan and I's own experience. I didn't get my first internship until my senior year. I felt behind. I felt like I was struggling to figure out where I was going to go with a lot of my peers, but ended up finding great experience at Kohler Company, was able to build now a career. Granted, I'm not in engineering anymore, but still it was really helpful. So what we're trying to do is reflect that through these pre-internship, these career accelerator programs. These career accelerators exist ahead of your traditional internship programs, and they're designed to give you the skills, resources, and networks that you need to go out and find that internship and be successful in order to land yourself a full-time job. All of our programming is designed to be virtual, really because we can make it equitable and fair for students to get experience. I know many of you are balancing classes, jobs on the side, or even just relaxing before the semester starts again. Our programs here are designed to fit with your schedule to make sure that you can get the skills, the resources, and the network you need to go out and find that internship. Looking at our specific Winter Break Career Accelerator program here, our programming kicks off today, January 4th, and we're going to be running until Friday, January 20th with new programming. The week of January 23rd to January 27th will be open and is part of the program, but we will have no new curriculum for you to go through. That last week there is for any catch-up that you have to do, whether it's individual assignments, team workshops. Ryan and I will be hosting office hours and exit interviews to get your feedback, to understand if there's any areas that we can improve the program or any ways that we can support you following this career accelerator. The real goal of this program for Ryan and I is to give you everything you need to go out and find that internship. Ryan said it, we work for you. It's our job to make you go out and get that career. These programs, or the completion of this program, includes a $200 paid stipend that you can put towards books, rent, anything you want to get creative with. That stipend is designed to make sure that you're getting paid for work, paid for the time that you provide to our program. We've designed this virtual program to be between 5 to 8 hours of work per week. Again, because we know many of you are balancing work, school, or other things. We've set it up to be about 2 to 3 hours of individual online work time. This includes watching video programs, completing your individual assignments, and preparing for workshops. You'll then have an hour to 2 hours of team workshop time every week. This means you and your team that we introduced earlier will meet virtually, walk through a workshop that Ryan and I have designed with mentors and advisors that includes discussions, reflections, and networking with each other. Many times it'll be focused on, the specific topics for that week, which might be your resume, your career fair, your career plan, etc. We'll then have an hour to 2 hours of mentor touch points every single week. This includes time with Ryan and I as the mentors, lunch and learns, career planning, and foundational advice from mentors in our network. I like to pause here, Ryan, give you an opportunity to jump in if I missed anything. If not, we'll open it up to see if there's any questions on program overview.
Nope, I'm good. If anyone has any questions, though, please feel free to chime in. Sweet. Take silence as a good thing.
First one's always the hardest. So continuing to look at that program overview, giving you an idea of those 3 different buckets: the individual learning content, the workshops and assignments, and our mentor touch points. Our virtual learning content is designed around foundational skills. At Internship on Demand, we don't like to use the term soft skills. Whenever we talk with employers and we ask what sets interns apart, they consistently tell us they came on board, asked questions, were engaged, wanted to do a good job. Rarely do we ever hear they came on board and they understood all of our technical skills, how to use our tools, and how to use our processes. Our virtual learning content is focused on crafting a supercharged resume, giving you communication tools, helping you build a career plan, and more. You'll get to see a little bit more about that when you get into your platform or get into the platform and start playing around. Assignments and workshops are designed to help you practice these skills individually and as a team. You'll get to discuss and connect with peers across, like I said, that freshman, even up to the master's level. We then have mentor touch points where we can bring in folks from our network to come in and talk and fill gaps that Ryan and I can't. A few to shout out here are finding an internship with Modine Manufacturing. We have 2 of their mentors come in and talk. We'll also be talking financial literacy for recent grads. One of the things that's definitely not touched on that much in school is what you're going to do once you start making money. You have to pay off debt or think about renting or buying a house down the line. So we'll have a financial advisor come in and talk about that. One of the ones that our past students have always really ranked highly. We'll then end with final presentations and help you practice your elevator pitches. Some expectation setting and some logistics to talk about. This is an opportunity if any of these things surprise you, you're not familiar, or I'm saying something that doesn't make sense to you, please shout out, let Ryan and I know at this point. Slack and team communication is going to be something that's going to be very critical to these programs. This is now our 8th program that we've ran. We've worked with about 50 to 60 students. Communication is always among the biggest challenges. That's what happens when we work with teams from across the country, different time zones who are busy. So please make sure that you communicate with your teams, and we ask that you communicate in Slacks in your team channel that Ryan and I have created. This gives us oversight to step in, to verify everyone is communicating, carrying their work, and making sure that you're making those workshops. If you haven't been in Slack, which I think everyone is, please let me know. Ryan and I will make sure you get set up. Please, alongside that, make sure you're updating your profile with your profile photo, your pronunciation notes, your pronouns, and any other information that you'd like to share with your team. Want to make sure everyone gets into the Internship on Demand platform. I believe all of you should have made profiles because you needed to in order to apply for this pre-internship. But you will be going through the programming and looking at your content via the platform. So make sure that you have at least completed your profile, added a photo, and added a resume to that profile so that your team can connect with you and we can start giving feedback on your platform. Has anybody not made it into the IOD platform? I think silence is a good thing. Okay. You're going to be asked to use a number of different tools throughout this Career Accelerator. Primarily, it'll be around building assignments, updating your resume. So tools like PowerPoint, Microsoft Excel, Google Drive, your email. If you have any issues and you're unable to complete an assignment because you don't have access to a tool, please let Ryan or I know. We have a number of licenses that we can share. We have a number of tools that we can share, or other free resources that can help you make sure you complete those assignments. So please let Ryan and I know. We're also going to ask that you track your time throughout this Career Accelerator. This is not only something to practice because you're going to do this in your regular job. It can help with your time management, but we've designed this program to be 5 to 8 hours of work per week. If you're putting in 15 hours of work, we want to know. We think that's a little bit overdone. But if you're putting in 1 to 2 hours a week, then I think we can add more to this workload. This process is always a prototype. Ryan and I are always learning as we run these cohorts, so any feedback you can share is greatly appreciated. We'll be reaching out over the next week or two to make sure we can get everyone paid. I know a number of you have asked and already reached out about international status, all of that. We've worked with that in the past, so please reach out and let us know. You will be getting paid for that stipend upon completion of the program, so that won't hit until about February for most of you in your bank accounts. So just please be on the lookout for those emails, like the Slack, like the profile. You'll get reach outs and follow-ups from Ryan and I if we don't hear from you. A note on attending meetings and then viewing recorded content. We know many of you are going to be busy balancing schedules, so we'll do our best to record every meeting that we can. We're doing our best by the end of the week to get those meetings out for our mentor sessions, our office hours, and other meetings that we have to have. We've been waiting on a few time responses or schedule responses from a few of our participants, which has kind of delayed our process a little bit. If you're unable to attend a meeting, please let Ryan or I know ahead of time. We'll make sure we get the video online and you can at least engage. You'll always have contact information to our mentors if you want to reach out, set informational interviews, or just chat with somebody. Again, I'll pause and see if there's any questions before I move on.
I had one just for
Yes.
the time tracking.
Yes.
Do we do that on like a different platform, or we just like keep track of it and send it to you every week?
So we'll have, actually, Ryan, you answered that question. You did it.
Yeah, so I have a template that will be on the platform. It won't be an assignment. It'll be kind of marked as a lesson, but you download the template. It'll have each week, and then you can go in and track your hours and kind of where those hours fell. So there'll be a template that you can download, and then we'll ask for a submission in the final week.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Yeah, I believe, Ryan, it's just an Excel.
Yep, just Excel download.
Yeah, and time tracking won't have any impact on your stipend. We just ask again that you just give us the honest time so that we can continue to refine our programming. What other questions? Okay. Next slide. So we want to make a quick note of what to remember as you go through this Career Accelerator to make this program as impactful as possible. The one that we always want to mention is that you get out what you put in. The pre-interns, the participants who we've seen have success following these kind of programs are the ones who reach out to Ryan and I to ask questions, who get work done, who commit their 5 to 8 hours per week, and who attend as many of the presentations as they can. We're really proud to say that we have double the average for internship participation following our programs compared to the national average of internships. We've seen about 70 to 75% of our pre-internship participants go out and find internships and co-ops following our programs, compared to the only 36% of college students who find internships on a yearly basis. We're really excited to hopefully have a group of you count on that number. Ryan, is there anything you want to add about what to remember to make this program impactful for our candidates?
Nope, I think you gave a good little spiel there.
Thanks. And like I said, communication is consistently one of the things that we struggle with, or teams struggle with. So please reach out to Ryan and I if one of your teammates isn't communicating, if scheduling becomes incredibly difficult. We're going to do as much as we can to oversee and view those conversations and jump in if we need to. Our last slide here before we jump into any questions. Talking about next steps, what's going to happen after this meeting. We're officially kicked off. Our program is up and running. Everyone should have access to the IOD platform as well as Slack. So make sure you're set up in both of those, in Slack and in the IOD platform. Please complete your account in both. This includes a photo of yourself, your name, any pronunciation or pronoun notes. You'll get to work together quite a bit throughout the next few weeks, so we want to make sure that everyone gets to know each other. Also, don't be afraid to reach out beyond the IOD experience. Connect on LinkedIn. I don't know how many of you still use Facebook. I doubt that many of you. But feel free to connect on LinkedIn. Part of what we want to do is create a community and create a network that goes beyond these career accelerator type programs. We want to make sure that you get your first team workshop set up before the end of the week. So if you can, please before Sunday, when next week's content will be released. We'd like to ask that you make a message in your Slack group sharing your schedule today, tomorrow, Friday. You don't necessarily have to go on the weekends unless that works better for people. But please get that first team workshop. This is, again, a prototype, our work in progress. This is our first time using the IOD built platform. So you got 2 mechanical engineers here building a software tool. So please let us know if there are any issues, any ways that we can make improvements to the platform. Ryan and I are not immune to feedback. We want to make this experience as valuable as we can. For those of you too who are looking to connect with mentors, feel free to take a look at Ryan and I's network. We're thinking about trying to bring in some business folks as well as some biology folks to come in and add some speakers to our presentation. So if you'd like to talk with anyone, please let us know. With that, I want to open it up to questions. I'll stop sharing my screen here.